Gulp Rep arrested for child porn claims moral high ground still intact. When your family values platform crumbles under the weight of hypocrisy, maybe it's time to redefine what conservative truly conserves.
When your America First policy leaves global health gasping for air, maybe it's time to check the patient before prescribing more chaos.
ICE detains children without clean water or sleep. Watchdogs claim prolonged suffering. When did family values start including sleep deprivation and thirst? Maybe ICE is just preparing these kids for a dystopian reality show no one asked for.
ICE detains Des Moines School superintendent for unknown reasons, then claims it's about border security. When educators become targets, you gotta ask, is teaching the truth now a threat to national security?
Microsoft flags AI-driven phishing attacks using SVG files, claiming they're outsmarting email security. Just when you thought your inbox was safe, Microsoft's here to remind you that AI's got more tricks up its digital sleeve than Houdini on a caffeine high.
Labor promises maintenance grants for priority courses, but only for some students. Because nothing says equal opportunity like deciding which streams are worthy of funding and which are left to fend for themselves.
Only 20% of cancer research projects receive adequate funding, and the industry calls it innovation. When life-saving science is left begging for change, maybe it's time to question who's really profiting from the cure.
Trump urges pregnant women to tough it out with Tylenol, echoing outdated misconceptions.
NATO scrambles Hungarian jets to intercept Russian aircraft, calling it routine diplomacy. When diplomacy means playing tag with fighter jets over the Baltic, it's less about peace and more about flexing wings and egos.
Spotify streams Bleep You by Lily Allen in a million earbuds, while the title politely asks you to fill in the blanks. In a world of censorship and curated playlists, Lily Allen's cheeky defiance reminds us that sometimes a well-placed bleep says it all.
OPEC slice hints at November production hike. Oil prices drop. It's like they're playing Jenga with the global economy, pulling out blocks and hoping the whole thing doesn't crash. Spoiler, it usually does.
Only 15% of folk songs reach mainstream ears, and Tryfon Grebenskoy's Russian ballad rides into the sunset of obscurity. While the Kazakh gallops into the distance, Spotify algorithms play the same pop hit on repeat, drowning out the soulful strum of tradition.
Only 10% of Chicagoans can afford rent, and landlords call it market freedom. In the city where Sweet Home is just a song, housing is a blues riff on repeat, playing to the tune of Empty Wallets.
Trump slashes public media funding. New Jersey PBS fades to black, serving static instead of Sesame Street. As the airwaves go silent, Elmo's left jobless, and the only Big Bird still seen is on Twitter.
Trump plans to meet congressional leaders in a final scramble to dodge a government shutdown, because brinkmanship is the new diplomacy. In a plot twist worthy of a reality show, the art of the deal now involves hoping the government doesn't run out of gas.
Asian stocks tumble as Wall Street stalls despite rally. The stock market's like your ex. Just when you think it's stable, it pulls a disappearing act. Guess we are all in for a roller coaster romance with our portfolios.
Trump enlists ex-legal team for vengeance, proving that loyalty in his orbit is as cheap as a Mar-a-Lago buffet. When your legal defense turns into an attack dog, the courtroom starts to resemble a reality show reunion, complete with backstabbing and bad hair.
Alabama Sentencing Commission predicts prison population may swell by 33% by 2030 thanks to fresh legislative genius. Apparently, the Alabama legislature thinks overcrowding is just another word for progress because nothing says justice like turning incarceration into the latest growth industry.
Eric Adams quits NYC mayoral race, leaving a political vacuum and a city wondering if anyone wants the keys to this chaos. When the Big Apple's leadership feels more like a game of hot potato, you know New York's real estate isn't the only thing in freefall.
Political intrigue down under, where loyalty is as stable as a kangaroo on a trampoline. Let's see who bounces highest.
Trump crushes generals gathering, turning military decorum into a circus with a security nightmare as the surprise main act. When your commander-in-chief treats the armed forces like an open mic night, expect the punchlines to come with a side of panic and a dash of chaos.
Trump demands Microsoft dismiss lawyer who probed the 2020 election fiasco, doubling down on his love for accountability's kryptonite. Pam Bondi's got a new hobby, turning ICE facilities into fortresses of freedom where the real heroes are the ones who can dodge accountability and due process faster than a speeding bullet.
Erdogan announces reforms, then reverts to autocracy. Turkey's political dance is a shat-show of promises and power grabs. Watch out for the next spin. It's always dizzying.
Planetary Health Check warns of ocean acidification as industrial progress leaves a bitter aftertaste. Turns out that when you treat the planet like a chemistry set, you get a science experiment with no safety goggles, just billions of us blinking in disbelief.
SpiderCat database loses its grip on reality, calls it a connectivity issue. When your tech's as reliable as a paper umbrella in a hurricane, maybe it's time to invest in something sturdier than a digital house of cards.
SpiderCat database searches for truth, finds void, claims it's a feature. In the age of information overload, even the algorithms need a vacation from the relentless barrage of nonsense.
Microsoft cuts Israeli military's access to cloud computing, claims it's about terms of service. When even big tech grows a conscience, you know things are dire. Maybe next they'll teach ethics to their AI.
When freedom means crushing healthcare heroes, maybe it's time to rethink the land of the free and the brave.
Reddit user claims L. Croc's OG explicit version is groundbreaking, but it's just another remix of recycled beats. Like a wannabe Picasso painting by numbers, this track tries hard to be edgy, but ends up as a musical deja vu.
Trump tariff announcement wipes $1 billion from CSL value, and he calls it a win for America. It's like setting your house on fire to roast marshmallows, while Australian biotech companies watch their profits go up in smoke.
Laurent Garnier and Mixmaster Duty drop acid house vibes in '91, proving music's power to transcend time and trends. When your beats are hotter than a politician's promise, who needs a time machine? Just groove back to when music was pure rebellion.
NFL execs hype Cowboys' Micah Parsons trade as if it's a championship game. When teams trade players like chess pieces, it's the fans left playing checkers with their dashed dreams and empty wallets.
Reds overtake Mets for third NL wildcard spot by beating Brewers 3-1, leaving Mets fans clutching their peanuts and Cracker Jacks. It's like watching a telenovela where the underdog suddenly steals the spotlight, and the Mets are left wondering if they missed a plot twist.
Australian PM downplays aid ship risks to Gaza, claims it's a diplomatic gesture. When humanitarian efforts are treated like a game of political chicken, it's the people on deck who pay the price of posturing.
Algeria issues $2.3 billion in bonds, calling it a financial miracle. When your oil-rich ship springs a leak, slap a band-aid of Islamic bonds on it and hope the market gods don't laugh too hard.
Theta Citadel Management seeks $200 million for blockchain fund, hoping to strike gold in a subdued market. When the crypto well's running dry, it's a bold move to dig deeper, but hey, someone's got to bet on digital dreams.
Bundy fires third Miami. Federal prosecutor over anti-Trump posts. Claims impartiality. Concerns. When your job security depends more on your Twitter history than your courtroom victories, welcome to the era of social media witch hunts.
When the fox guards the henhouse, it's no wonder feathers fly and peace becomes a distant mirage.
Only 20% of investors handle market dips, and Bespoke Investment Group calls it a reality check. When the roller coaster of capitalism leaves you queasy, it's time to question who's steering this ride and why they never hit the brakes.
Lola Young collapses on stage at NYC Festival. Assures fans she's doing okay now. When your body hits pause mid-performance, but your PR team hits play on damage control faster than a Spotify algorithm.
Yes, Treasury's gold reserves hit $1 trillion, while minimum wage remains stuck in the past. It's like hoarding gold bars under your mattress while the neighbors starve. Glittering.
Poland's parliamentary speaker eyes un-refugee chief role, despite Poland's own refugee policy woes. Applying for a job that involves helping refugees while your country builds walls to keep them out is the ultimate in political cosplay.
UN's top court declares clean environment a right, but oil companies are still partying like it's 1999. It's like handing out umbrellas in a hurricane, meaningful intentions, but the floodwaters of corporate greed keep rising.
Because nothing screams the boss like revamping a classic into a rock and roll Frankenstein built from the bones of nostalgia and voltage.
Only 20% of health experts support BMI, yet the diet industry clings to it like a security blanket.
Keir Starmer pledges emissions cut, then wavers on attending COP30 summit. When your climate promises are like a no-show at your own party, history might just RSVP with a collective eye roll.
North Carolina businesses rebuild after hailing while profits remain elusive. Rebuilding after a storm is like piecing together a jigsaw with no edges. You're never sure if the picture will ever truly come together again.
Russian diesel exports surge amid drone attacks, and Moscow calls it resilience. When your fuel supply has more drama than a soap opera, maybe it's time to change the channel on fossil fuels.